let's move on. The latest on the Palestinians who have had their Australian visas cancelled.
Yeah, the couple of families, around a dozen or just under people, some of them on their way to Australia, finding out that their visas had been cancelled in the process. The finer details are a little more complicated than they might seem. But in basic terms, Erin, the argument here from Home Affairs is that there was a belief, and in their view, a reasonable belief, that some of these people who'd been granted visas had genuine views that they would just stay in Australia beyond those humanitarian visas being granted. So as a result, they've been cancelled, including for some of those who were in the air. The Home Affairs Minister, Clare O'Neil, and her office today underlining the point that the government has the ability to change its mind or change its position on the granting of visas when circumstances change. Exactly what those changing circumstances might have been hasn't yet made clear. Of course, as we know, the opposition has been quite precise in its criticism of this, critical broadly of the way the government has handled it, and reiterating its demand for the highest level of scrutiny on those who do make it to Australia from the war zones in the Middle East, particularly considering that some of them don't have the documentation that might normally be expected.
It's their number one job, Cam, to keep us safe. What about the Fair Work Commission? They've handed down their decision to approve the 28% pay increase aged care workers put to the board back in 2020.
Yeah, this is a massive one, 28% as you mentioned, Erin, and keeping in mind too, this is a 28% increase essentially on what many workers were earning less than 18 months ago, because there was a decision, an interim decision in 2022 to boost the pay of aged care workers by 15%. That's now been updated for some workers up to 28%, so nearly a third on what they were earning less than 18 months ago, affecting around 200,000 workers. You don't have to live or work in Canberra to predict what the Dixes are going to be for the government in question time on Monday afternoon. They've been talking for years about getting wages moving. We've now seen real wages pick up, wages overtake inflation, and now a 28% pay rise for many aged care workers. No surprise the Prime Minister will be crowing about that on Monday afternoon.
No, absolutely. Look, they are a workforce that thoroughly deserves it. They do a job most of us couldn't do. Cam Reddin, thank you again, and thank you for coming in on your day off. Very grateful.